Welcome, everybody, to Straight Shooter Wrestling Podcast. I am here with Steve, hot off the heels from Survivor Series. We don't have to say 2022. WarGames. Steve,
you did that quite well. I was impressed.
Oh, thank you. What did you think of the pay-per-view? Quick take.
Actually, Santi, you and I have talked about this a couple of times since before coming on here. Great pay-per-view with a small blemish. That's about it. I was very impressed by the entire card. Obviously, we knew coming into it what we were kind of going to get. But this wasn't bad. This was up there.
Yeah, I enjoyed the pay-per-view. Before we hit the record button here for this review, I did mention, part of the reason why I don't like Survivor Series is that I feel like there's not ever really a lot at stake, right? For the most part, the world title is never on the line at Survivor Series because it's usually like a champion versus champion scenario, or the champion is in a world title match. That's been not in a world title match, excuse me, in the traditional Survivor Series match. But like back in the Ruthless Aggression days and the Attitude Era days, like the world championship was always on the line on Survivor Series. Oh, I mean, Montreal Screwjob. I mean, we can go back to that. Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Like it's like there are so many iconic world championship matches at Survivor Series that just don't happen anymore. And that was still the case. That's still one of my gripes with this pay-per-view here, that the world championship was not on the line, even though we did have the champion here. But anyways, let's not worry about the things that weren't. Let's worry about the things that did happen. And let's start off with that main event. So we had the Bloodline, Jimmy, Jay, the honorary Solo, and of course Roman Reigns versus the Brawling Brutes with the addition of Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens in a WarGames match that went on for, I'm seeing here, nearly 40 minutes with the Usos, with Jey Uso picking up the win for the Bloodline after Sami Zayn cemented himself not just as an honorary Us, as actual Us of the Bloodline. What did you think of the match overall, Steve?
Listen, man, this match had everything. It was kind of predictable with how everyone entered in, but this match had everything. Great spots, great selling, great storytelling. Like, before we came on the air, we both said it. The storytelling in WWE in the last couple of months has been phenomenal, and we got everything we needed in this match. Nobody got made to look weak. Everybody went over. There were 6 different storylines going on, and a lot going to happen going into the next 9 weeks before Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania. So we have a phenomenal match. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I know that sounds crazy and I don't really do it. This match was 5 out of 5. What a result. What an ending. And I just can't get over that handshake between Jimmy and Sammy. Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think I think maybe you're a bit higher on it than me. I think I'm gonna give this maybe about a 4. I think that there were enough things that happened in this match, like when it comes from the technical point of view, that made it an enjoyable match to watch. I think my only gripe, and again, this is more of a personal opinion, I just love whenever there's crazy flippy high flyer stuff in a WarGames match. When you have the dudes that you have in the ring, you can't really do any of that stuff, right? We don't have a Ricochet in this match, so no one's going off the top of the cage in this. And we don't have an Io Sky like in this match. So that I guess, like from the using the actual like full structure, I don't think that it was fully taken advantage of. But the overbooking of this match is what made it. The storytelling within the match, and the fact that like the stories that were interwoven with all of the characters in this match actually took precedence over the in-ring work. Usually I don't like that. But here I did. And the way that it ended, this almost not quite a betrayal, because they weren't on the same team, but it felt like a betrayal. Sami Zayn low blowing Kevin Owens, doing a hell of a kick, and then presenting the sacrifice to Jey Uso. Yeah. I just thought it was masterfully storyline based booked. I thought it was a wonderful finish. I thought that this match sets us up for really long-term storytelling within the Bloodline. I still don't know where Sami Zayn really lies in terms of like, is he going to be somebody that goes up against Roman Reigns? Like it's left me walking away with a lot of fun questions, which is a good thing. Again, not the biggest fan that the world title is not on the line in this pay-per-view. But, you know, they utilized Roman in decent ways here. I do think that he was kind of underutilized in a sense in this match. But overall, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I think with this, it's almost putting some smoke or some fog over the long-term storytelling. I still think Sammy is the one to turn on the bloodline and break it up. I still think there's something going to happen down the line. Like I said, we have 9 weeks to Rumble and we have quite some time to WrestleMania. So I really still see something happening here with Sami Zayn. I think it's just a smokescreen, but at the end of the day, tomorrow on Monday Night Raw, he is going to be named Sammy Uso, and it's just going to like cement him as kind of that little black mark in the bloodline that's really going to like push that storytelling really a lot further down that pipeline that we need.
All right, so Steve, thumbs up or thumbs down for this match?
Hell yeah,
thumbs up for me as well. Thumbs up. I was a bit more critical of it, but doesn't mean I didn't really enjoy it. Steve, you're taking over here. We had a little accident at the Mr. Santi Zap household during the Austin Theory match versus Seth Rollins going in as champion and Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship, where Austin Theory did win. I watched the first 35 seconds of this match. We had an accident in our fridge where an entire carton of egg whites exploded. So I was in there helping clean up. So Steve, I didn't see this match. I saw the ending, the replay of the ending. I wish I was there. So I'm going to let you talk about this match.
Listen, sequences throughout this match were fantastic. As I put in my predictions video on TikTok before everything happened, this was going to be the match of the night, and hands down, this was match of the night. Bobby Lashley, Theory, and anything with Seth Rollins in it, 9 times out of 10, is going to be a fire match. We mentioned Clash at the Castle before, and that clash match between Riddle was insane. But back to this match. The crowd was very over and kept everyone in and engaged. Bobby had some great spots. Bobby looked very strong. It started off with Bobby actually yeeting Theory over the ropes, and then before they even tied up, Theory tried to get back in, and Seth yeeted Theory out again. It was a great, nice little comedic segment, which is still kind of that Austin Theory thing that they have going, even though he's gone into this very dark heel persona now. The match overall, the sequences, the spots were very good. The transitions between the three competitors was fantastic. The ending sequence was not what I predicted. I did not see this happening. I thought Seth Rollins was just going to walk out because he was very early in his United States Championship run. But what a sequence. Bobby kind of missed the spear, but it was the superplex into the Falcon Arrow. Halfway through the Falcon Arrow, Bobby spears Seth, and Theory just rolls over and gets the 1, 2, 3. Damn, like massive. Everyone saying that WWE was burying Theory. Those comments are not aging well anymore. So Santi, I know you didn't get to see the whole thing, but I'm gonna give this a 4.25 out of 5. This was a great match.
Yeah, I didn't watch the match, so I can't really comment too much on it, but I will say I told y'all, Steve was on the same boat as well. I was screaming from the heavens like, they're just trying to get the briefcase off of him. They aren't burying him, right? They're burying the briefcase. The briefcase got buried. That's what got buried there, not Austin Theory. And here's your proof that Austin Theory is the future of the WWE. He will continue to be in main event spots for the next 15 years. This is the guy. This is one of the guys that wouldn't be surprised if he's main eventing WrestleManias within 3-4 years. So get used to it. Used to it. Austin Theory is here to stay. He is young, talented, charismatic. He's got everything. If you don't like him, I that's his goal. He is a heel, so he's doing a good job if you don't like him. So Theory's here to stay. This is the biggest win of his career, bigger than his Money in the Bank win, just with the people that are in this match. My rating is neutral because I didn't watch it. I'm going to watch it later. Steve, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Absolutely thumbs up. Great match. And I just want to add one more theory. I was never over on Theory, and this new attitude and persona that he's bringing to the ring is making this a lot more entertaining. So I absolutely fucking love this new form of Theory, and he is going to be a staple in the WWE, like you said, for the next 10-15 years. I see a very in between John Cena and Brock Lesnar with him being the youngest of everything. He's doing everything the youngest, and he's got that kind of John Cena chin, we'll say.
Sure. You know what match I did unfortunately see from beginning to end? Next up, Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. Still Shotzi, not Shotzi Blackheart. Anyway, Shotzi for the SmackDown Women's Championship, where Ronda Rousey won via submission in a 7-minute match. Can we just move? Can we do this one real quick? This match sucked. This is a thumbs down. The in-ring work sucked. The character work sucked. The overbooking with Shayna Baszler sucked. The attempt at big spots like the things happening with the audience and in outside, that sucked. All of it sucked.
WWE canceling out the crowd chanting "We want Sasha" sucked.
Yeah.
Like it was so obvious. It was halfway through a "We want" and the crowd went quiet. Listen to me. We don't want Ronda. I feel so bad for Shotzi because she is actually a decent performer when she has someone else to help carry the match, and Ronda is not one to help carry a match. Like at all. This match gets a 0.25 out of 5 just because Shotzi came out on a tank. That's it.
Yeah. The tank's always awesome. All right, let's move on from that. The next match, which seemed to end weirdly abruptly. I think that this is another one of those like AJ Styles disappointment matches. It's fine, but it wasn't like the 5-star, 7-star New Japan match that a lot of people wanted. We had AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, and AJ Styles won via pinfall through a phenomenal forearm. You know, I say it seemed unexpected and out of nowhere, but this was nearly a 20-minute match, so they got the time to do what they do. I just wasn't overly impressed, mostly because of the names that are in there. Obviously, I'm a wrestling fan with cheesy powder from his chips in his fingers, saying, "Oh, they didn't do that good of a job." So obviously, my opinion is kind of null and void when it comes to talent. But I don't know. I wasn't into this.
It was the ending for me. The ending just didn't seem right. The ending seemed cut. It seemed very cut short. Normally a sequence between these two, you expect a near fall or two, and then just a big shot. And we didn't get that, which could lead to potentially an injury of some sort. I'm on the other hand, Santi, like you put AJ and Finn in a ring anywhere in the world, I'm going to enjoy it. It doesn't matter if it's a house show, WrestleMania, or like I said, somewhere in Des Moines, Iowa. I would be happy to watch this match over and over again just because these two competitors are so good. I'm glad they got rid of the outside interference very quickly into this match, so there was no distraction and these two could perform. But you are right, like the AJ Nakamura match that we expected so much from, and it really underperformed. This wasn't the best performance from these two, but I think everyone, if we were looking through different glasses of just looking at two good performers instead of just the names that are on the card, that we know these guys wrestled in New Japan, we know these guys have like 10-15 years of history, we wouldn't have had the high expectations that we did have. If I'm going to give a rating on this match, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm not sitting here glowing and raving about this match makes it a loss because of the high expectations, right? The fact that I'm like, oh, this is an average match with a normal, pairing, I'd be like, yeah, sure, it's an average match. But like when these two put together an average match, I'm disappointed. So yeah, I'm shocked, but I'm going to give this a thumbs down just because I wasn't into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sideways. I'm gonna say a three out of 5 for these two. I'm just gonna go sideways. I can't give these guys a thumbs down.
All right, and let's wrap this up with the longest match of the night. So we had Team Belair, which was Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Becky Lynch defeating Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley, with Becky Lynch picking up the win with a top of the cage booty drop, senton, whatever you want to call that, on both Io Sky. No, who took
Io
that?
and Dakota.
It was Io and Dakota. Yeah, okay. And picking up the win for a team. No shenanigans. No one turning on each other. Just a very fun car crash with all of these women.
Yeah. Great match. We kind of knew that this would be the one that kicked off the pay-per-view. Really, I'm impressed that they kept it to just a win for this team. I expected a turn somewhere in this match. Somehow, Alexa, Becky, something. I expected more. And I think that's where my disappointment is that there was nothing extra. It was a very good match. The girls did what they needed to do. But at the end of the day, they just didn't stimulate, if that makes sense.
I think that part of the reason for that, Steve, is that they pulled the trigger too early on revealing that it was Becky Lynch. I think that this should have been exactly how Kevin Owens came out during his initial WarGames match, where he just came out as the last entrant, was not in the cage, was just the last person to come out, but he got a full entrance with a Titantron and theme song. I think 4 members of Bianca Belair's team should have been in the match, and they should have been Becky Lynch should have been the last person to come out, not out of the cage, but with a full entrance. And I think we would have been talking a lot more about this match in terms of grandioseness, right? But at this point, we're kind of left to talk about purely the in-ring work, which was good. It was great, but we're not going to talk about this match tomorrow. We're not. Had Becky Lynch returned, this match would be in tabloids. It would be in the front page of every wrestling news site. But now it's just going to be a match that, yeah, we enjoyed it at the time. It was good, because I am going to give it a thumbs up. Spoiler alert. But does it have any ramifications? Are you talking about this tomorrow? No, I'm not, at least.
No, I'm not either. I want to see kind of where the stories go. Unfortunately, Damage Control is losing its luster. They had something at the start, and they could have built on that. I actually think the performer of the night in this entire match was Nikki Cross, which she absolutely deserves.
I agree.
At first, I just thinking about this, I forgot Rhea Ripley was even in the match, and so is Mia Yim. So that just says it all. You expect big spots from the big players, and the biggest player in this whole match next to Becky Lynch was Nikki Cross. And I actually think Nikki Cross outshined everyone. So yes, I am giving this match a thumbs up. Am I excited to talk about it tomorrow? I'm not going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to give this match a 3 out of 5. That's it.
So overall, the pay-per-view, what did you think?
Great pay-per-view, with one big blemish. I'm just going to say it right now. That title needs to come off Ronda Rousey very quickly before WWE begins to lose the fans, and Ronda isn't able to control her emotions while out on TV, and she goes crazy on Twitter like she did last time when she lost the fans. She's losing them again, and she's losing them quick. So WWE really needs to make a decision here, because it's not working.
Fair enough. All right, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Straight Shooter Wrestling Podcast, and hopefully you enjoyed Survivor Series WarGames. We did. We just weren't blown away by it. Yeah, I don't think that it's going to be the best pay-per-view of the year, but it is a pay-per-view that I nonetheless am happy that I got to watch with everybody. Steve, where can people find you?
Guys, you can find me on TikTok. And by the way, thank you to everyone who has stuck with us on TikTok. There's quite a few of you here still in the live that are watching us record this. But you guys can find me on TikTok at Mr. Tesh. And you can find me on YouTube at Mr. Tesh. Link will finally be in the bio and description of this video. Santi, what about yourself?
I only want to pimp out my YouTube. YouTube.com at Mr. Santi Zap. That is at Mr. Santi Zap. There's already 2 videos up there for you to watch and for you to enjoy. Of course, the link will also be in the description below. Come check it out. We just recently crossed 250 subscribers there, so I'm pretty pumped about that. So be one of the first 1,000 followers, because I guarantee you I'm going to get that channel to 100,000 subscribers. It's happening. Anyways, folks, thank you very much for watching Straight Shooter Wrestling Podcast. Until next time, peace and
take care, guys.
butt grease.